minbar or a majlis that is not for Allah and not to bring peace in the ummah is more destructive to Ahlul Bayt than anything else. When you see a speaker sit on the minbar and their aim is to cause destruction between the Muslims, we said unity doesn't mean I forget my history, nor I forget my law. There's a method, an intellect, a respect where the Quran says, ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. Invite towards the way of Allah with wisdom, not ilm. Not ilm. Ilm caused so much trouble on this minbar. A lot of alims, and he sits there. And what's his aim? There's Sunnis in the crowd? Yes, they're there? Okay, watch. Yes, watch how I'm going to hurt them today. You've come, this is not your minbar, this is Abu Abdullah's place. You're just a servant of Hussein. That's all you are. And you're going to die and Hussein will live forever. Know one thing. Don't ever let it get to you that you sit here or now on television. You see people suddenly get pumped up. I'm on TV. You know what? Let me start attacking everybody. No, no, no. When that boy dies in a mosque in Kuwait, and you know what? One person turned around to me and said, we Shia were getting killed anyway. It's no difference today. Yes? We Shia were getting killed anyway means you add the fuel to the fire? Said, no, there's no difference. We were getting killed anyway. You add fuel to the fire? No. You try and build a better place where our Sunni brothers and sisters can come to our centers and we can go to their centers. And that's why the fifth area is what? We must have days of unity. May Allah bless the soul of Ayatollah Muntadhari. And the way he mentioned how important the week of the birth of Rasulullah is a week of unity between the ummah. The 10th of Muharram should be a day of unity between the followers of Ahlul Bayt because it's Hussein who unites us. And that's why when they asked Imam al-Baqir, when the ayah says, hold on to the rope of Allah and do not disunite, they asked him, what's the rope of Allah? He said, the Quran and Al Muhammad, salawatullah wa salamu alayhima. Because someone asks me, what is the hadith that Muslims, Sunni and Shia can use to unite? There's only one. In Sahih Muslim, the Holy Prophet said, he stopped at a watering place called Khum, in Sahih Muslim. He stopped at a watering place called Khum, Ghadir, Khum. He stopped there. He said, people, I leave behind for you two weighty things. This is in Sunni books and Shia books. So it's a great point of unity. I leave behind for you two weighty things. Hold on to them. You'll never go astray. The Quran and my Ahlul Bayt. Do you know how many, it's very sad. Do you know how many imams of mosques of Ahlul Sunnah don't tell their people this? You know what they tell them? Quran and Sunnah. What have Ahlul Bayt done wrong to you for you to lie? He says, no, no, no. It's Quran and Sunnah. Bukhari doesn't say Quran and Sunnah. Muslim doesn't say Quran and Sunnah. Nasa'i doesn't say Quran and Sunnah. There's only once Malik in his Muwatta has a hadith where he says Quran and Sunnah. And we don't reject Quran and Sunnah. But Rasulullah on the day of Ghadir, what did he say? I leave behind for you the Quran and my Ahlul Bayt. Why do you think these Maulanas in New York, or Maulanas in Washington, or Maulanas all over America, or Maulanas in Pakistan, or in Iraq, or wherever, why do you think they say Quran and Sunnah? Because they know if they say Quran and Ahlul Bayt, all of Ahlul Sunnah will come towards the path of Ahlul Bayt. Believe me, they know deep down. And it's sad that you put your fame ahead of putting the truth of Rasulullah. Sahih Muslim, Google it tonight. I leave behind for you the Quran and my Ahlul Bayt. The Prophet said, hold on to them. You'll never go astray. And then they asked Rasulullah, aren't your wives part of your Ahlul Bayt? He said, my wives are part of my family, but it's not who this is revealed about. This is revealed about those members of my family who cannot take zakat. Yes? Can't take sadaqah. And then after that, they asked him, who are your Ahlul Bayt? He said, the sons of Ali. Ali and his sons. Aqil and his sons. Ja'far and his sons. Abbas and his sons. Look at that as a point of unity. Quran and Ahlul Bayt. That's the point of our unity. There is no other point. I'll tell you the story. It happened to me in Saudi Arabia. To conclude, I was in Saudi Arabia. Whenever I go for Hajj, I love going to the Wahhabi bookshops. Yes? I go to the Wahhabi bookshops, and in the Wahhabi bookshops, I think the books are great because there's a lot of great books on Quran. You know, our brethren there in Saudi Arabia, very strong on Quran, nothing on Ahlul Bayt, nothing. And us, excellent on Ahlul Bayt, nothing on Quran. So we were there, I was in the bookshop, and of course I'm wearing this really creased up. And I've always got someone with me, and always in the Hajj groups when we take them, there's always someone who fears being near me in the group because they know I'm going to take them to the bookshop and they have to stand with me for 2 hours while I read every book and then leave. So I go downstairs, I'm in the Wahhabi bookshop, there's a Pakistani, Afghani, and a Sudanese. This sounds like a joke, I think. Pakistani, Afghani, and Sudanese, they're there. So looked at me and I'm looking at the books and he said to me, where are you from? I said, I'm from Iraq. He said, Shia? I said, yes. So what did he do? He went, he started beating his chest. He's like, I'm like, yes, it's better than suicide bombing. At least I only harm myself. So he started laughing, I started laughing. It was good conversation. You know, you could tell that they were just migrants who were working in a bookshop. He said to me, brother, I want to advise you. Everyone wants to advise me, yes? He said, brother, I want to advise you. So what is it? He said, you have to hold on to the Quran and the Sunnah. I said, hold on to what? It's the Quran and Sunnah. I said, where's it written? He said, what do you mean? So where's it written that it's Quran and Sunnah? I said, how many books you got in this bookshop? He said, 7,000. I said, if you find me today in any of the 6 Sahihs, Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Nasa'i, Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah, if you find me, it says Quran and Sunnah, I'll become, in front of Kaaba right now, I'll join Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. He said, then what is it? Please understand what happened. Please bear with me. He said, what is it? I said, Quran and Ahlul Bayt. He said, okay, look for it. Show me now. Muslim, Sahih Muslim, I could see it, but the problem is Sahih Muslim, the 1981 edition, the writing is small. 1997 edition, the writing is bigger. Now I've got the hadith number in my head, but these sizes of books can differ depending on the publisher. So I pick out hadith number 2230 and it said something like, you know, I think something like donkey meat is haram or something. And then I looked for another hadith and it talked about garlic or something like that, until eventually I found the hadith. Zayd bin Arqam stopped at a watering valley called Khum. Ghadir means spring, oasis. He said, they asked him about what Rasulullah said. So he said that the Prophet stopped at a watering valley called Khum. And he said, oh people, I leave behind for you 2 things. First proof, Ghadir Khum. Second proof, last sermon of Rasulullah was at Ghadir Khum, not at Hajj. Third proof, I leave behind for you the Quran and my Ahlul Bayt. Allah is my witness. And Mullah Hassan, if he listens to this, will be a witness as well. He knows very well what happened. This Indian person, the Pakistani person there, he said, get me a chair. It's the moment you see when someone realizes something's been hidden. He said to me, get me a chair. He sat down, he was in shock. He said, this says Ahlul Bayt next to Quran. It doesn't say Sunnah. I said, I didn't want to say anything because I could see he's in extreme shock. Saudi walked past. And he walked past. He said, what are you discussing? I think he overheard. So I said, we're discussing Hadith al-Thaqalain. So what's your conclusion? I said, it says Quran and Ahlul Bayt and Sahih Muslim, not in Shia books. He said, no, it's Quran and Sunnah. I said, no, it's Quran. He said, I say it's Quran and Sunnah. What are you going to do about it? At that moment, I saw the meaning of the ayah. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ السَّافِلِينَ. In his own eyes, I showed him Ahlul Bayt. And he looked arrogantly at me and said, we say it's Sunnah. What are you going to do about it here? Sometimes people see the haqq of Al-Muhammad in front of them. Whether they accept it or not is up to them. I showed him in Sahih Muslim, in Saudi Arabia, not in Iran, not in Iraq. And he just looked at me and said, so what? What are you going to do about it? And he said in Arabic the exact words, غَصْبًا عَلَيْكَ. And only the Arabs here will know what that means. What does it therefore conclude? Quran and Ahlul Bayt is what unites the Muslims. The more the Muslims will hold on to these two, Rasulullah has promised we'll never go astray if we hold on to the Quran and Ahlul Bayt. And who did Rasulullah in Sahih Muslim say were the Ahlul Bayt? The sons of Ali, sons of Ja'far, and subhanallah, the grandsons of Ja'far and Ali represented their grandfathers in Karbala wonderfully. Yes. Aoun, son of Zainab, daughter of Ali, and his brother Muhammad, son of Abdullah, son of Ja'far al-Tayyar. Allah. Sayyidah Zainab, who was her husband? Abdullah, the son of Ja'far al-Tayyar. And subhanallah, you look at the tents of Karbala, Al-Ja'far, Al-Aqil, and Al-Muhammad, all represented. Yes. And you found, what did this ummah do? Forget your Sunni or your Shia. Forget that you're Sunni or your Shia. Don't you think, how could we do that to the grandchildren of Rasulullah? May Allah bless Shaykh Khalid Latif. May Allah bless Shaykh Khalid Latif, chaplain in New York, for saying these exact words, that this is the family of Rasulullah. And he represents the Sunni majority crowd. And mashallah, he said it. He said, do not forget that this is the family of Rasulullah. You know, Sayyidah Zainab looked at Aoun.